Let's talk a little bit about obesity now. I mean, when I started, I used to have a weight loss franchise. And back in the 80s, the average person needed to lose 35 pounds. Now it's over 70 pounds. We have a big problem out there, right? We have 47% of people have cardiovascular disease. 43% of the people are obese. 40% of people have cancer out there in the world. 38% of pediatrics have blood sugar levels that have problems. We have children with obesity. So is this what drove you to create this product?
In 2012, when I was fighting, now I know that it was like chronic inflammation in terms of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, brain fog, and all of that. I had to sort of, change my whole diet and everything to come out of it thriving, because the doctors just gave me, like pills, and which obviously it was not working, and they told me this is for life. It's when I asked them, okay, so how long will it take? They said, no, this is for life. So at that time I understood that this is not the road that I would want to go.
Welcome to the Brain Fitness Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Patrick Porter. Please join us on our mission to better a billion brains. Enjoy the episode and remember to share it with your family and friends. Welcome back to the Brain Fitness Podcast, where we explore cutting-edge mental performance, longevity, and holistic beings. I'm your host, Dr. Patrick Porter, and today we're driving into the powerful intersection of brain health, ancient medicine, and modern innovation with Jari, founder of Wyse Earth, a mission-driven company blending the wisdom of traditional Chinese medicine and the healing power of nature. Wyse Earth offers adaptogens, infused honey, crafted TCM masters designed to fight chronic inflammation, one of the most pervasive health challenges in the U.S. today. Jari is in the new space. Before launching Wyse Earth, he led innovations at Attune Health and other technologies, providing wellness solutions to enhance mind-body resilience, energetic balance. In this episode, we're going to explore how the brain-gut connection works and how you can use this specific supplement. Really, it's a supplement, so you can improve your health, lower your inflammation, and improve your health. So, Jari, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me, Patrick, because I'm a great admirer of you and you guys at BrainTap.
Yeah, before we get started, I mean, we have a big problem out there, right? We have 47% of people have cardiovascular disease. 43% of the people are obese. 40% of people have cancer out there in the world. 38% of pediatrics have blood sugar levels that have problems. We have children with obesity. So is this what drove you to create this product and get it out there to the market? Or what was your motivation in creating this product?
Yeah, that's a great question. And so the motivation behind this product was sort of a synchronicity and alignment and what I'm drawn into things into do. So I'll just start a bit back in 2012 when I was fighting, now I know that it was like chronic inflammation in terms of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, brain fog, and all of that. And we'll get back, get to this later. But I had to sort of, change my whole diet and everything to come out of it thriving, because the doctors just gave me, like pills, and which obviously it was not working, and they told me this is for life. It's when I asked them, okay, so how long will it take? They said, no, this is for life. So at that time I understood that this is not the road that I would want to go. So since 2012, I founded a couple of companies in the health and wellness space, because after that I felt a calling to help other people as well. But it was just recently during last year when because I was with 5 years with the Somavedic Technologies, the CEO, but then I felt the calling to do something more impactful in terms of the health, something that would even have bigger impact on the health. And I was a big fan of adaptogenic mushrooms, and I started going really deep into it. And I said, like, the more I was studying them, the more I was convinced that this is what I want to do. This is the road that I want to go. And then no one knew about this, about my intentions. But then all of a sudden, my current business partner approached me. At that time, I didn't know him, but he approached me out of nowhere. I didn't know him that time. And he told me, hey, Juraj, we have this amazing product on the market here in Czech Republic. We have it here for 2 years. It's honey infused with adaptogenic mushrooms, and we have amazing results with it. So first thing that struck me that was the synchronicity with the adaptogenic mushrooms, that I knew that I want to do something with them. And this guy came along and offered me this. And so he told why he reached out to me was because he wanted to expand to the US market. So that was first thing that got me to into that. And the second was the story behind that, like what actually happened, because his sister died of cancer quite tragically and unexpectedly. No one knew that she's this sick. She didn't tell anyone, and the doctors just told him, called him, hey, your sister is in hospital, you come to see her, because we don't know how long she will be here. So then she unfortunately passed away. But sometimes after that, he met a guy that was able to heal himself from stage 4 cancer just through adaptogenic mushrooms extracts infused into honey that he was preparing at home by himself. Of course, this is this is like, we have to say, like, the medical disclosure, but this is just of course this is just the story how it happened, that there was a guy that was doing this and he healed himself. And so when he was still grieving from the loss of his sister, and then he met this guy that made it actually. Mm-hmm. So he said, like, this is it, this is what I want to do. So they got together, started this company, and then about 2 years after that it went successful in the Czech Republic, he approached me, and it was like super alignment at that time, and still is, what I wanted to do. So this is like quite a long story short.
Yeah, that's great. Well, Hippocrates said, hey, let your food be your medicine, right? So we can eat this food and it goes into our body and produces this positive result. And of course, we don't diagnose, treat, or cure anything. But tell us a little bit about these top 5 things. I mean, these are pretty big deals. I mean, that you can help with this infused honey. So tell us, first of all, what makes honey as well as adaptogens so powerful within the body?
Yeah, so I start with the adaptogens, adaptogenic mushrooms. So they are tested by time, that they are used in traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurveda for thousands of years. So it's not like a trend or a hype or anything that just went and goes. They are here for thousands of years. And in Asian countries, they are used as a medicine. You get them prescribed by the doctor. For example, in South Korea and in Japan, adaptogenic mushrooms are prescribed, well, with many things, but just this example, that they are prescribed for oncological patients that are going through chemotherapy, to mitigate the adverse effects and to improve the immune system. And this is like official prescribed by the doctors. This is not the case in Western society yet, unfortunately. So the adaptogenic mushrooms are the best fighters of inflammation that we know of. So they, for a mushroom to be in the category adaptogenic, they have to be non-toxic. They have to have like in the body non-specific reaction, and they have to have normalizing effects. Mm-hmm. So going non-toxic means you cannot overdose with them. So they are super potent. but at the same time you cannot overdose, which is really rare. You cannot do this with various herbs. So this is the one thing. The non-specific reaction means because they fight the inflammation and chronic inflammation in the body, they are not designed for one specific things. For example, you have a drug for I don't know, for knee pain or headache or whatever. So they work very universally in the body where there are sort of problems or inflammation. They are working on the cellular level there, and non-specific and normalizing effects means that they have bidirectional effect on our various systems. For example, nervous system. So one thing, for example, cacao, can calm us down, but also, like energize us. So in the morning it energizes us, in the evening it calms us down. So they can modulate our immune response, our nervous system response. So this is very, very, very unique. So that's why they are safe, universal, and yeah, the best the so far that we know of, best fighters of inflammation.
I know when I was in sports in high school, my brother would give me bee pollen and things like that to eat to give me energy and things like that. So I know there's a lot of positive results to that. But how does this help? Right now, we're having a chronic problem out there with the heart. Right, people are having these problems with the heart meridians, basically people having heart attacks that are young people in sports. How does this help with the cardiovascular system?
Yeah, so some of the adaptogenic mushrooms, they improve the blood flow, they improve the VO2, they improve uh, the inner of the status of the veins. So they don't clog, you don't get clogs and things like that. So they in general help the nervous system, the cardiovascular system. Of course, going into the question that yes, you're right, that so many young professional athletes, have heart problems. That would be a different topic, but they have the ability to regenerate and restore the cells. So that's how they have quite universal effect, not only on the cardiovascular system.
Yeah, I know most people think that their bloodstream is, when they get their blood checked, they're only checking like the 27% of the bloodstream. The capillaries are what's most important. So we need to clear those out and get blood flow and oxygen and nutrients to the cells. Um, let's talk a little bit about obesity now. I mean, when I started, I used to have a weight loss franchise. And back in the 80s, the average person needed to lose 35 pounds. Now it's over 70 pounds,
Yeah.
the average person. I mean, this is crazy. So whatever they're doing out there to help with obesity isn't working. So how does this wise solution uh, help with obesity?
Yeah, so it does that in a way that, amongst other things that we discussed, the adaptogenic mushrooms can restore or improve your digestion and gut flora, which is the key, because then you don't have these huge cravings, for junk food and for sugar and everything. So they are also known, to repair, repair the gut and the whole digestion tract. So this is the foundation. So because if this is not, working properly or clean, you get the cravings all the time, and yeah, and we know how the fast food and everything is in the Western world, unfortunately. So they do they do help with this, and we have people telling us that their taste and cravings changed. So they don't eat that much, like sugar or chocolate or fast food.
That's great. Now, because of what's happening in the stress in the world today, and I tell people this all the time, our liver pumps out 25 grams of sugar every time we have a stress response. It's called glucagon. And this is a sugar that interacts with the system and creates insulin response, which is a fat storage hormone, which causes problems. But we have this problem with prediabetes. I mean, everybody's out there. There's so many people with type 2 diabetes, and then it turns into type 3 diabetes, which is dementia and Alzheimer's and that kind of thing. So tell me a little bit about how this product helps to modulate that and regulate the blood sugar levels.
Yeah. I'm not the expert how to explain it, what's going on the biological level with the blood sugar. But I'll just and I'll get back to this. So I'll just get back to the question before, why honey, because this relates. Because some people are afraid that that the honey that the cancer eats is alive thanks to the sugar, and this might be the true, but honey here is a bit different. And we use honey as a delivery mechanism. So honey has, yes, various health benefits or healing properties together with adaptogenic mushrooms, but the why it is this combination is so efficient is because the sugar in the honey is like a medium that delivers it. It's a carrier that delivers it into your blood and bloodstream. So the bioavailability is much higher from the beneficial compound of the adaptogenic mushrooms. And I'll share one story that relates to this. So one lady podcaster, she used to do the like evening news here in Czech Republic. So her husband had diabetes type 2, but he said he wants to try the honey. He had the heart flow. It's called Wyse Earth heart flow. And so he put 1 spoon of the honey into tea, and he was sipping it throughout the day. So there's no spikes and anything. And she said that she wouldn't believe it if he would not have been her husband, but he was able to go, and I forgot the numbers in which you measure the sugar in your blood, but he was around like 35. He went down to 6 to 7. So like crazy improvement. He said like this was after 3 months. So whatever like happened in his body, he went from type 2 full-blown diabetes into like pre-diabetic or almost healthy, and that's thanks to this combination.
Right. In America, we measure it. Anything over 100 is considered pre-diabetic, and so you want to be around 80 to 90 in America, just so the listeners know that we're putting it in perspective. So there's different measurements around the world that people use. So most people are. I had somebody come in here that was over 250. So if you can imagine that. So I'm not sure how they measure it there in the Czech Republic, but in the process here, what I want people to understand is this is a great tasting product. I mean, we have it at the office, and I make it available to the staff so they can have energy. And so what they can do is they can put it in their tea, like you're saying. It's delicious. Children love it. But we have a problem out there, don't we, today, with the children with obesity? I mean, when I was going to school, there was one kid in our class that was overweight, just one. And it broke my heart when I went to my grandkids' recital just the other day, and at least half the kids were overweight. I mean, some were just morbidly obese. I mean, and they're just kids, and they should be out there running, playing, and searching. So tell me a little bit about what you're finding with children with this product.
Yeah, so So for now, majority of our customers are people that are struggling with some kind of like health problem. Usually it's like acne or cysts in the body, but even cancer. And regarding children, we have just a couple of testimonials, not with obese children, but how full body eczema like went away in about 1 month's time, which is and it's which is fascinating because they were struggling with it for like many years and try everything. And then they try because the eczema, it is also like related to inflammation and immunity and gut and everything. So once the immunity and gut was restored, the full body eczema went away.
So they're ingesting this and it's helping their skin. So a lot of people
Yes.
don't understand that the skin is the biggest elimination organ. So if we can clean the system out and get it working right, then some of these problems go away. So let's talk a little bit about adaptogens. Tell me about the adaptogens and how they actually do work in the body and the interactions.
Sure. So we've discussed that briefly, but the way so one of the main beneficial ingredients or compositions of the adaptogens are beta glucans, and they basically train our immune system to be stronger and more efficient. They trains our cells, our NK cells, and so they recognize the threat sooner and are more efficient fighting them. So majority of current inflammation and chronic inflammation comes from food and environment. And this puts like a huge stress on our body. And the nervous system and the whole body can go into overdrive. So what the adaptogenic mushrooms are doing on a biological or cellular level is that this spikes are not as huge, and they are helping the immune system to fight this much better. So so the inflammation won't go into chronic inflammation. So this is the core of why they are so powerful.
Okay. So when we talk about ancient wisdom, I'm a big believer in this. Obviously, I go to India all the time. We have a big footprint over there, and we like to take what's being done in the ancient world and take it into modern technology. And you've modified this honey so that it has these adaptogens in it. So how did you work this out? So how did you decide that this was a trend that needed to be a part of our culture today?
Yeah, so there were two things. There is the taste, because lots of people don't like. I don't mind like bitter or earthy things. I know that even bitter things activate, like digestion and all of that. So for me that's fine. But lots of people don't like bitter things. So we were thinking, also, how to improve it. But the guy, the that was able to heal himself, that Daniel, my co-founder, my business partner, met at that time. So he said he started to like read all the books about how were people doing it in the past. And he actually so he read about the adaptogenic mushrooms and how to do the extracts and everything, but take he wanted to keep the extracts as fresh as possible. And you do that either by putting them into alcohol, or he was thinking about a better way. Of course, you can have powders, but to keep them fresh, the honey is the best conservant, natural conservant there is. For example, they found 3,000 old honey in with Egyptian mummies, and when they melted it and tasted it, it still was good. It was not rotten or anything. So honey serves as the best conservative. That's why when you have a fresh adaptogenic extract, you put it into honey, it just amplifies. So the taste and the efficacy.
That's great. So, what do you think is the biggest health issue today? Because you're dealing with inflammation, and we all talk about inflammation as being the number one cause of all diseases, the root cause. What's your theory on that?
It's that's a great question, and it depends in which continent you would ask. Because in Europe we do have cardiovascular problems for sure, not as much with obesity, but in the US there's the obesity and cardiovascular problems and all of that. So, but both continents definitely need to eat healthier, cleaner food, not like highly processed food, and move more and not be like as stressed. I mean, well, that's easy to say, but all of the stress from work, from the air, from the pollution, from the EMFs, and all of that. So in the US, I think there's a good direction now with the new administration. So I hope that will come to the EU as well. But at the same time, that you have in the US there are allowed like thousands and thousands other ingredients that are in other countries banned. So I think there's a lot of we can work on, but it starts with putting cleaner, and more natural food into our bodies.
Right. Tell me a little bit about your morning routine. We have a saying here at BrainTap, "Win the morning, win the day." So tell us how we can use the Wyse product, this honey infused with adaptogens, to kickstart our brain and our body to get more out of life.
Yeah. So even before Wyse Earth, I do like to ground myself, because I have a dog. There are woods just around just behind the home. So I like to when I'm walking the dog. Usually I'm barefoot, and it's usually is the first thing in the morning before I drink. I don't drink that much coffee in the morning. It's because I'm
That's
caffeine
good.
sensitive. So
That's good.
so that's the first thing. But a good morning routine start with a good sleep, because there is not enough biohacks and in the world that can make up if you don't sleep well. Because just everyone knows it when we are traveling and we have, for example, 2 nights that we don't sleep well, our mental power is like 50% down. We hardly can focus on anything. So the number one super important thing is getting into bed early. Early for me means between 10 to 10:30. That's my habit, and that's where I usually have a good sleep. So it's the sleep, it's the grounding, and I like to fast each Monday. That means I have a dinner at Sunday and I have breakfast at Tuesday. So it's 36 hours, but just one day basically, like Monday, because you sleep too. So
Yeah.
that's an additional benefit. So it's these simple things without you don't need any technology and any products, anything. And then of course, when I have my afternoon coffee around one or two, I'll just put the honey into it. But regarding the morning and evening routine, this is it. This is what works best for me.
Right. When you think about, and I believe everyone should use this product, because if you're using sweeteners artificial sweeteners. A lot of people think, oh no, I don't want to spike my blood sugar. I'm using these artificial sweeteners. What's the difference between using this and some of these artificial sweeteners that are out there on the market today?
Yeah, so it's even artificial, so honey is like a it's a whole food. Like it, even though like bees produce it, is you can think of it as an apple, or it's a whole food. So, and anything, artificial sweeteners, it's, so first of all, they are artificial, and then it's extracted. It's some kind of chemical or a molecule or something extracted from a whole thing. So, and when we are thinking about, putting more natural and whole foods into our body, that's why is honey recognized as well for, like millennia, as a like a healing tool as well. So that's the main difference. It's natural. It's a whole food, and yeah, it's just beneficial. It's not it doesn't have negative influence on our body.
What would you suggest if I came up to you and I met you at a trade show, let's say, or I came to your home and and I said, "Hey, how can I use this product?" What would you give me my daily usage? How would I use it?
Yeah, so I'm not sure if people would be able to see it, but so this is how the jar approximately looks like. So it's 32 pounds, yeah, ounces, and it's for 3 months. And we recommend 1 spoon a day. Of course, you can take as much as you want, like that's totally fine. But 1 to 2 spoons a day is enough. And even so, and it's so even if people were struggling with some kind of serious health problem, they were taking approximately 2 spoons a day, and they were still able, well, not still able, but they felt the benefits after a couple of weeks. And so, but as a preventative thing, supplement, you can just 1 spoon is enough directly into your mouth, or into like warm tea, or coffee, or even like a shake. So and it's up to you if you take it, in the morning or in the evening. But it's I think it's better after some kind of meal.
Right. So people can find you at Wyse Earth, and that's spelled WYSEEARTH.com. And if you're listening to this, you can go to the podcast page you're listening to, and we'll have this all written out for you, all the social media handles and posts. And if you want to purchase this product and start trying it like we do here at BrainTap, you can go ahead and go to that website, and there'll be a discount code. You just put in BrainTap 15 and you get 15% off anything you buy. So is there anything I forgot to ask you about this product? That I mean, it's one of the biggest neurotoxins that's out there in the world today is sugar.
Yeah.
People they're ingesting way too much sugar, and they're using artificial sweeteners that they don't understand that those artificial sweeteners are actually some studies show 300 times more toxic to the body than actual sugar. So you're actually doing worse for your body when you're taking those artificial sweeteners, but they don't have a good solution. And this is a good solution, especially if you're drinking teas or coffee, like you said. And I'm a big believer in not drinking coffee first thing in the morning. People who've
Yeah.
listened to this podcast say you don't want to crush that cortisol trough. You want to drink your coffee later in the day,
Yes.
and maybe put a little fat in it, like some good butter, and things like that. But what if I forgot to ask you about the product?
I think we've covered everything. The one thing I would, recommend is to try out the product, because, for example, I didn't, because I've mentioned lots of examples, and I can feel almost as well, the energy from it. But for example, if you have some kind of like health problem that we discussed, but some people that bought it to their parents, that are like 65 or 70 and more, they reported that their sleep improved a lot, and that they had some like skin problems, and that went away as well. So it's these they are so universal that it's hard to tell people, oh, this is for this and that. It helps the body to start the self healing and regenerating like processes. So I would just recommend people just trying it out. If someone is not sure which product to start with, I would recommend the longevity. It's the most versatile and universal product we have, and we have the whole lineup of reviews for that as well. So yeah, just go and try it, and you would definitely feel and see the results.
So Brain Tap Nation, you want to go check them out. Go check out their webpage. Go check out their YouTube channel. They're on Instagram. They're on Facebook. You can learn all about it. Jara's been interviewed many times. There's many videos out there about you talking to other podcasters about this and just giving insights. But the real deal here is that our brain needs energy. And the reason that it's sleeping better is when we can regulate blood sugar and get the body to start producing more ketones rather than burning up the carbohydrates. Nobody I know has a carbohydrate deficiency. We have a ketone deficiency really for the brain. Then our brain will start thinking, performing, and sleeping better. These are all things that people need all the time. So I'm going to encourage you to go check out the website. Use the code BRAIN15 to get 15% off as a Brain Tap listener here, as a Brain Fitness podcast listener, and we'll hopefully wish you the best of luck. I'm supporting it. I love it. I love the product. We use it in the office all the time. We have it right next to our hot water and coffee machine so that when people do their coffee and tea, they can, if they want to sweeten it, they can use that with it. And it's a great product. I'm recommending it to all of you. That's why I have you on the podcast here. So remember, we want to lower our sugar intake and find substitutes that are healthy, that balance our body. And with these adaptogens, there's a lot of other benefits to these adaptogens too, because they've actually found that they help the brain to process cognition better, your memory, your recall, all of these things. So if you're suffering from concussions, traumatic brain injuries, this is a product that could possibly help you to get that back under control too, because once the nervous system gets dysregulated because of these injuries, there's only three reasons you have problems with your brain, right? Thoughts, traumas, or toxins. So we're working with your thoughts with Brain Tap. You're working with your doctor, your medical practitioner with the trauma. But we need to get the toxins out. And one of them is not putting the toxins in. That means don't put in that synthetic sweeteners or sugars, and start doing things like the Wyse honey. And this one is infused. So you get it's kind of the biohack with you put the mushrooms right into it. So it's a great benefit there. So Jara, I want to thank you for being on the podcast today and sharing this information. And hopefully Brain Tap Nation will go out and try it out, help you to let the world know that the bees have the answer, and the mushrooms and the bees together, and you put it together into a great program, something that can be used at the table, and children love it. So if you're a parent out there and you're wanting to get your kids off of all the sugars but still give them energy, then this is a good solution for them. So any parting words before we end the podcast today?
So if someone was inspired by this conversation and would like to work with us or get in touch with me, on our website there's a contact form, and that form goes directly to me. So if you have any questions or would like to work with us, feel free to reach out.
Yeah. Brain Tap Nation, if you're one of our clinics out there, one of our 3,000 clinics that uses Brain Tap, and you want to offer a solution like this, then get with Jara and he can set you up as someone who can wholesale this through your location, so that you can offer something that's promoting health and longevity and vitality. You also have one there for weight loss. So, I mean,
Yeah.
most of our doctors are doing something with weight loss. So let's get that weight under control. Let's get the brain functioning better. Remember, our mission is to better 1 billion brains. And if you've listened this far through the podcast, then it's your brain we're talking about. So please take action. Go over to Wyse Earth, WYSEEARTH.com. That's Wyse Earth, spelled with a Y instead of an I. And check it out. Use the code BRAIN15. Try it for yourself. I think you're going to love it. Your children will love it. And if you have a business, you can put it like we do in our break room, where people go to get their teas and coffee, and make it available to them. Give them a healthy solution. So, thank you, Jara, for being on the call.
Of course, thank you for having me.
Okay. All right, BrainTap Nation. Remember, we're bringing you cutting edge technology, whether it be food, supplements, technology, or movement therapy that can help your brain and body to be the best you yet. It's all about brain fitness. All stress is brain stress. So we want to minimize the stress. Part of the stress is, of course, the foods we're eating. So if we can consume the foods that are going to bring less stress and actually mitigate that stress, then we're halfway there. So I'm going to encourage you again to check this out. Please like and share this podcast. Get it out to your family and friends. Let them know there is a solution besides these artificial. And I like that when somebody says, when it says artificial sweeteners, they should take a clue from that, right? It's artificial. It's not real. So we need something that's real for the body, real food, like you said, whole foods. So again, thank you for being on the call. Thank you, Brain Fitness Nation. And we'll be back next time with the next podcast for you. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on our mission to better 1 billion brains. Follow at Dr. Patrick Porter on social media for updates, and remember to practice brain fitness every day.